morning. So it kind of started to bubble over the weekend. There were some indications last week that Rex Tillerson seemed to be emerging as perhaps the top candidate for this job. Each one of the top people sort of had a flaw, perhaps. Tillerson does too. Why do you think he's the best guy for the job?
Well, I'm not sure he is the best guy for the job.
I mean, why do you think Donald Trump thinks he's the best guy for the job?
Yeah, you heard Donald Trump make the case for him and suggest that he's got experience making deals, that he's dealt with world leaders in the past, and that gives him the kind of experience and know-how that would allow him to be a successful Secretary of State. He's also, it should be mentioned, been on the board of CSIS, an international think tank here in Washington, so he has a general familiarity with these issues, no question. I think that the question that you're hearing from many Democrats and some Republicans is, what exactly is his relationship with Vladimir Putin? Does he have the requisite skepticism of an expansionist Russia at a time when we've seen Putin make clear his designs on his neighbors and others? Why did Rex Tillerson receive this order of friendship from Vladimir Putin in 2013? And if it's the case, as has been reported, that Tillerson was making the case for easing sanctions on Russia even after the invasion of Crimea, why did he do that? So I think you're likely to see a lot of pointed questions. I would hope that Republicans and conservatives would be asking those along with Democrats while they give him a fair hearing and ask him about how he would do the job.
Yeah. He struck a deal for exploration back in 2011 in the Arctic Ocean, and that followed with the order of friendship that was given to him. And as you say, that deal all got frozen after the Crimea invasion, and he did push to have those sanctions lifted. But, you know, he was a businessman. If you're an oil exploration, I mean, that's your business. If you're not trying to do drilling in places like the Arctic Ocean and trying to expand your shareholder value across the globe, you're not really doing your job, are you?
Well, look, I think that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is, what are you doing that would potentially increase the power and influence of somebody like a Vladimir Putin, who, as John McCain said in your interview with him earlier, is a thug and a murderer, and clearly has as a goal the expansion and the restoration of the old Soviet order. So I think you have to balance those things. It certainly, at least, there is some tension between the kinds of arguments that Donald Trump was making as a candidate against globalism and the kind of things that appealed to his supporters, and the activities that you're seeing and that you're describing from Rex Tillerson. So I think those are the kind of things that we're likely to see hashed out in a confirmation hearing. I do think, you know, somebody like a John McCain or Marco Rubio, who's raised some questions, there's no question they're going to want to get to the point where they can look at Tillerson in a friendly way. But if those questions persist and if he's unable to provide answers to them, they should be pushing hard.
Yeah.